One of the country's longest established dive companies has slashed its staff in half after a major cruise line canceled its contract. Don Foster's has had to tell 10 employees to find alternative employment. Cayman 27's Paul Kennedy has more.
Well, immediately I've had to lay off half of my staff.
And there could be more rough waters on the horizon for Don Foster's.
Depending on how things go between now and the end of the year, that further cuts may have to be made.
Carnival Cruise Line sells tickets for Don Foster's excursions, dive trips to the Kittiwake, snorkelling and visits to Stingray City. Mervyn Cumber says increased costs meant he had to increase his prices.
We applied to them for an increase in our rates. We hadn't had any increases for the past 6 years, and we got a very blunt reply from them where they said that effective the 1st of November of this year that the 7 tours that we do for them would be cancelled forthwith.
And the knock-on effect meant redundancies.
Well, I'm very worried because I really care for my staff. I'm borderline retired myself, but I have my management team are Caymanians, have status, and I'm concerned for them and their long-term future in the diving business here.
He says visitors who buy their tickets for his tours from Carnival pay too much.
That on board the ship, the tickets for shore excursions of any kind in any island in the Caribbean is marked up massively.
Long term, he says a new berthing facility would help.
It's been a long time coming. I certainly think if we want to keep a modicum of the cruise ship industry coming to the Cayman Islands, we have to build a dock.
Until then, the pressure is on this dive shop. Paul Kennedy, Cayman 27.
We contacted Carnival Cruise Ships, who told us it is not their practice to discuss contractual agreements. Good evening, I'm Mona Lisa Tatum. A major cruise ship company makes a dramatic U-turn, safeguarding the survival of one of the country's oldest dive operators. 2 months ago, we told you Carnival Cruise Ships canceled a contract with Don Foster's over a price row. Staff lost their jobs and the future looked bleak. But as Cayman 27's Paul Kennedy finds out, not anymore.
Back in October, there were stormy waters at Don Foster's Dive Centre.
Well, immediately I've had to lay off half of my staff.
But what a difference a few weeks make for Mervyn Cumber and his employees.
But we're now back to a full complement and proceeding with business as usual with Carnival.
2 months ago, Don Foster's put their prices up for tours sold on cruise ships. Their first such increase in 20 years. Carnival jumped ship, but then...
In a surprise turnaround of events, a week before that date, we had a call from them, and it appeared that they were still open for negotiation, and they were quite surprised that they hadn't heard from me, in spite of the fact that they had written to us in September to cancel all the tours.
But it's not all been smooth sailing at Don Foster's.
We came up with a compromise. We didn't get the increase that we had initially asked for, but I did some numbers, crunched some numbers, and it would appear that for the next year, until November next year, we can probably get by.
For the staff, it means the pressure of finding a new job is off. For now.
I have a very good feeling about the staff we have on board, and they work hard and they do understand what happened and what came close to happening, and that is shutting down the business.
But that won't be happening in the near future.
We will continue as we are with the cruise ship. I feel this past month of negotiation with them has perhaps taught them a lesson as well.
And jobs saved for the time being. Paul Kennedy, Cayman 27.
Mr. Cumber says he hopes to renegotiate the contract in 12 months.